We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves. We making major moves. We going all in like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves.
Jackpot, bitch! Mainnet, bitch! I'm rich, bitch! Millionaire, bitch! Billionaire, bitch! Trillionaire, bitch! Quadrillionaire, bitch! 50,000x, bitch! 100,000x, motherfucker! Ching ching, motherfucker! Slice and dice, bitch! Unlimited and boundless prosperity and riches is coming your way now. It's coming your way, motherfuckers! Get ready!
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Welcome back to my channel. I am Mr. Man, and I'm coming to bring you guys, well, we started off the other day in Europe, and we're going to stay in Europe because we got some more information about Europe. So let's do this. This here is a conference I was watching about the DEA, about wholesale CBDCs, and tomorrow's use case sponsored by their gold member, Ripple. And that's all I want to show you here. I want to show you at the 20-minute mark. Give me a second. I want to say right here. I just want you to hear one of the names that he brings up, and then I'll segue to where we're going, okay?
Instrument on these standards. And we have to do this first, and then you can really find a solution for the wholesale CBDC in the final state, because this is the last point we have to do, and we have to make a lot of work along this road. And therefore I'm really happy that the ECB recognized that and started the NWT CG in
the NWT alphabet stew. All right, let's find out what that is, because that name was new to me. Boom! I was all up in this joint earlier today. So here we are. The first meeting, get out of here, YouTube. The first meeting of the new technology for wholesale CBDC contact group, the NWT CG, commenced on June 21st, 2023. Opening remarks by the chairperson. Welcome the NTWG. Sounds like the NWA. They want to welcome Ice Cube. And initiated the first NTWG meeting by explaining the logistics of the meeting and presented the agenda. So let's go through this. Not in depth, but just enough. This is what I wanted to get to. So factors determining demand and timelines of market participation. This is very, very interesting. So listen up. The trials and experiments. What benefits? Let me move this mic into position here. Testing. Would benefit from interplay of various actors like central banks, issuers, CSDs, exchanges. The contact group was asked to provide feedback on how to measure, also on a structural basis, the general market demand for tokenized assets and factors that influence market participants' readiness to participate in the trial and contribute to the exploratory work in a meaningful way. Members were asked to share feedback on the factors driving the demand and timeline for participating in exploratory work. Share information regarding developments in the field of DLT. So, here's the outcome. The ECB clarified that the envisioned start of exploratory work is in 2024. In this context, the ECB raised specific questions to obtain insight into the market participants' readiness timeline and perceived required pace to participate in trials and experiments. So now we know in 2024 there's going to be some trials going on in the ECB. But in the UK still, rolling out with Micah in June, we got the asset reference tokens, the ARTs, and we got the EMTs, electronic money transfer tokens, coming out in June 2024, along with now trials. We got the UK coming out with MICA, we got ECB coming out with trials. As planned, they will be detailed presentations given on the specifications of the interoperability type solutions, which was highlighted by members as necessary to be able to participate in exploratory work in 2024. The two main factors that were highlighted by the members as most challenging prior to being able to participate in exploratory work are freeing budget and mobilizing resources. Market participants stated that this was because budget and resources had been fully allocated for 2023. So they hurting in terms of readiness for participating in exploratory work. Market participants conveyed the message that this year they would need to develop a concrete idea of a business case and obtain internal approval for the 2024 cycle. All right, this is going to be interesting here. And then to be able to initiate preparatory work as of 2024, initiate preparatory work and be capable of potential launch trials of experiments later in 2024. Something's gonna happen in 2024. Let me tell y'all, can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Shabaranaya Sharabarahanda, speaking in tongues here. I feel like we're in church. Can y'all feel me right now? Can you feel this? I feel like we're in church. I don't go to church. I'm a spiritual being. But I grew up in church though. Members acknowledge that identifying and developing a potential new and essential, nothing wrong with church. When I say a spiritual being, I mean I have my faith aligned with universe as opposed to the church, a temple, something along those lines. To be ready for trials, market participants raised the need for more clarity, legal considerations, including settlement finality and technical specifications for experiments. Market participants would like to also have a better view on the scope and goals. To conclude this discussion, under this agenda item, members shared an indicative view on their interest in participating in both trials and experiments. At the same time, market participants expressed the importance of receiving soon more clarity on the scope of trials and experiments, legal aspects, and the specifications of interoperability type solutions. To be ready for exploratory work in 2024. Expect something big to happen in 2024 and manifest in our real world. For these trials to come through, something's going to happen. There's going to be some economic pressures happening here. So here we are now. An introduction to the NWT CG. Central bank money keeping pace with and contribute to digital innovation. Eurosystem continuously modernizes the existing target services. The Eurosystem seeks to ensure that development in central bank money, that's what central bank money is, the short term, CEBM, keep pace with and contribute to digital innovation in a wholesale and retail payments. Central bank money remains a monetary anchor supporting stability, integration, and efficiency of Europe financial and payments system. Central bank fulfills a crucial role in the financial system as reflected by the PFMI. All of this is important. Let me just not go so quick so y'all can see what's going on here. Scope, background, and scope of Eurosystem exploratory work. The DLT. Remember this image here. Look at this image. Just want to ingrain that in your memory for a minute here, okay? Because I'm gonna bring this back full circle again, like I normally do. And I don't mean circle the stable coin. So here we go. Focus on interoperability type solutions for exploratory work. The other two solutions, integrated and distribution, will need more investigation. Full DLT integration, so offering single platform would be complex, takes more time to establish, implicitly assumes that market platforms play no role but potential to reduce market fragmentation. Full DLT distribution raises questions including the controllability of central bank money and necessary requirements on governance and arrangements. So, in scope of Eurosystem exploratory work, there's Trigger Solutions, which is by Deutsches Bundesbank, and Tips Hashlink Solutions of Banca d'Italia. It's my bad Italian accent there. And full DLT interoperability with the Bank of France. So, of course, there's a members list. Let's see who the members are of this group here. The New Technologies for Wholesale Settlement Contact Group. That's what this is, NWT CG. List of members and observers. Okay. Here's our members, our market participants. Let me just zoom this in for y'all here. Okay. So we can all take a look at this together. Citibank, Clearstream, CLS, Commerce Bank, Corporate Banking, Interbancario, Danske Bank, Deutsche Bank, DZ, see that one right there, DZ, EBA, Clear, Eurex Clearing, Euroclear, Euronext Clear, look at all these names here, okay? This is the whole list of all the participants. HSBC, ING Bank, Nexi. Nexi had just partnered with Ripple. That had just come out, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. Was it with Ripple or was it Payments Canada? Nexi had partnered with Payments Canada and Payments Canada's partnered with Ripple. That's how that one went. Then you have Swift over here. Bank of Greece, Banco de España, Banque de France, and so on and so forth. These are interesting here. The observers, ESMA is an observer, and the EC is an observer. Nice. And then they already have established terms. All right, so there are terms and definitions. Let's dive into this. Here's the digital euro. The digital euro, the form of single currency available to natural and legal persons. Notice that word there, legal persons. That makes you a sovereign citizen within their construct, their matrix. When you follow their legal proceedings and their legal issuances, you are a citizen within their boundaries. We are natural persons and we operate outside of their boundaries. When you are in that world, in their world, you are operating as on behalf of that person who you represent. So I would be Mr. Man, all capitals, Mr. capital M-A-N. Outside of that, I use my name at that point. I'm here as an agent for Mr. Man at the court system. When I'm in court, an agent for that Mr. Man. I'm not Mr. Man when I'm there at the court. I'm an agent for Mr. Man with that birth certificate. You feel me? These are things you gotta learn. Acceptance solutions, access management, access manager, account information. Like everything's ready to go. Like it's all ready to go. It's set up. I keep trying to tell people the infrastructure is set up. All they need now is the policies, regulations, legislations, and laws to follow, and then we're good to go. And that includes the bilateral agreements, because each individual country, continent, state, province, whatever else there is, will have their own construct, their own laws. So for these laws to be able to connect to another jurisdiction, they will need a bilateral agreement. A bilateral law states that what happens here can happen here. It won't be 100% here of what happens here brought over to here, but there will still be that connection of what happens here can happen here. It's like for like, same for same regulation, same regulation. All right, a stable coin is a stable coin, no matter where you go. A dollar is a dollar, no matter where you go. But how it's treated in certain countries will be different than how it's treated back in your own home jurisdiction. Okay. So moving on from that, this is it. This is the meat and potatoes. The agenda item 1, general business cases for DLT. Members of the NTEG, that group there we just went through, were invited to report on business cases in the payments, securities, and collateral management domains, where DLT could make a difference compared to non-DLT settlement systems. In line with the purpose of the Euro system exploratory work, members were asked to preferably report on business cases relevant for wholesale payments and payment market, and financial market transactions that are related to central bank money settlement. So there's HQLA. I started looking into them. I don't really remember what they were about. I believe they were, DVP. They were about the atomic settlements with DVP, so they're more on the security side of things. Here's a bit more about HQLA. They talk about JPM here, because JP Morgan's a member as well on this list for the NWT, NWA list. Yeah. So we're still on HQLA, jumping through. Here's the Onyx platform that we know is mixed in with Quorum and Ethereum, which doesn't say that they may not switch later on, because I found out that through Hyperledger Bezu, that mechanism or that platform is a proof of concept and can be switched easily based off of that concept. I was listening to a conference today where they were talking about utilizing Hyperledger Bezu, which is an Ethereum-based DLT, through the consortium of Hyperledger, and they wanted to emphasize, they made it known that should they ever decide to change from that, it's easy to switch to another DLT platform, whether that's in Hyperledger's family of things, Hyperledger Fabric, Hyperledger Cacti, Hyperledger whatever, or they can go to whatever DLTs they'd like at that point. That's how the interoperability works. And then here, Fnality. This is what I want to show you guys. Look at these. Look at the team, okay? Founding investors, banks, big names, companies here. They got G-Unit up in the spot. They got Lloyd Banks. They got NASDAQ, BNY Mellon, CIBC from Canada, son. So we're there. So that leads me back to my tweet that I posted out. I don't even remember when it was. I'm going to say last month sometime or a couple months ago. This here, Payments Canada had partnered with Fnality to work on a model for liquidity. They had created a liquidity steering group. Payments Canada created their new high-value payment system, the Lynx system, which is software from Volante Technologies. In the modeling they showed, by using XRP, they managed to save over 4 billion USD. All right, I'm not making any of this stuff up here. I come with my receipts. When I pay for something, I make sure I keep that receipts. As a businessman, you got to present receipts. So here we are, FNA, son. Central banking training. All right, training. They're using this to train people. You don't train people with false information. You use the training stuff is what gets implemented later on. What you are showing people at that time of training is what you're expecting them to utilize. All right, you hear what I'm saying? You following me? So methodology to understand complex systems that are large with many interacting elements and are non-linear. Okay, yeah, such as payment systems. Contrast to traditional statistical models, which in the effort to find an analytical solution, simplify assumptions based on historical records, do not take into account behavior of various participants, and specialized model and computer programs are developed to facilitate granular inputs, so small inputs. Apply various simulations, behavior rules. Behavior can be static, pre-programmed, evolving, and co-learning. That to me sounds like AI. Huh? So let's just skip through my Lou, skip through the tulips, and we're going to get through to this. I'm telling you, this won't be a long video today at all. There's those designs again. Remember I was telling you, keep an eye on those little globe things. They're always showing. Symbolism will be their downfall, always. The FNA platform is unique in the marketplace to allow us to design, stress test, and monitor a complex system such as our upcoming Lynx interbank payment system. It's already out and it's ready to go. It's just sitting in limbo. So here they're talking about some considerations for liquidity. They're talking about FIFO, first in, first out payment system. So they're bypassing the first in, first out. That's how that works. Bilateral offsets, queue optimization, combination. And then we get down to additional examples. What are those additional examples? Fnality? Huh? You talking about yourself being with partners out in the UK? So here we are on the ECB's website again, and they're talking about Fnality and all these banks here, and CIBC and Left Out Payments Canada, because we know that Payments Canada and Ripple are together, right, with Fnality. And they use the, what is it, the USD single payments, oh, what the heck's it called again? There's a name for it, which is slipping my mind right now, but there's a name for it. So, objective, by using transactional data from the Ripple members, identify the necessary liquidity per Ripple member and Ripple Hub, and evaluate the impact of liquidity savings mechanisms. Ripple used FNA to simulate the liquidity needs of banks interacting over the network over time. That made it possible to determine the required liquidity flows within a hub bank to support the projected network volumes and values, and to justify the benefits of the new service network. The new service network. Not my words, they're right there. I just read what's on the page. That way you guys can see I'm not making it up. I put my speculation into things, but what's there to speculate about when you got the cold hard facts right there? So this is a bit off topic. I'm a little ADHD, so I'm gonna let my ADHD run with this today. Something shiny, cool, let's go with it. So this is from the US now, but it connects even though it doesn't connect. It's like it's a segue, but it's still, yeah. Let's continue. The present and the future impact of virtual currency. All right. Joint hearing before the Subcommittee of National Security and International Trade and Finance and the Subcommittee on Economic Policy of the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, United States Senate, 113th Congress, first session on exploring the development of digital currencies, their current and potential future use case, and the regulatory, monetary, national security, and other impacts and issues associated with them in November 2013. This is literally a decade ago, 10 years now. And these guys were chatting about these guys, just whispering about it. Ripple, 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 Ripple. Right? They're whispering in everybody's ears. The latest generation of technology, which we are talking about today, takes things to a whole new level. With the creation of virtual currencies like Bitcoin and more recently Ripple, we are actually seeing payment transactions entirely with peer-to-peer trust driving the stores of value, combined with open source code and public transaction ledger listing every transaction. Virtual currencies are truly a completely different animal. I agree with that. And then there's also a virtual currency called Ripple, now XRP, that has started very differently from Bitcoin. It started with the premise we are operating in an existing financial ecosystem. We're not trying to make a complete, I'm not even sure if that's forward or it's not a lateral movement. It's a forward movement. You're trying to take the banking structure, disintermediate it, and move everything to Bitcoin at that point, which is not how this world works. This world does not work like that. This world works within confines, within rules, regulations, policies, circulars, laws, and it's not going to stop. And you know, be able to comply with the criminal laws and anti-money laundering laws that are in place. Okay, I think I read that. Okay. While it appears that many virtual currencies, such as Bitcoin, allowed financial transactions to become completely anonymous, which they're not because they can trace that back, very, very simple, we are learning through cases such as the Silk Road scandal that virtual transactions are not entirely anonymous, largely dependent on the actions of the user. We also know that not all virtual or algorithmic currencies seek to promote anonymity. Other virtual and mathematical based currencies such as Bitcoin seem to be less focused on anonymity and more focused on a decentralized currency that has little to no counterparty risk. Ripple and others appear to also be on the cusp of bringing virtual currencies into mainstream financial system. They're not on the cusp. They in there like swimwear. You know, picture Borat in that neon green slingshot he wears, and you turn around, it's right up his butt crack. You don't even see a swimsuit anymore. It's in there like swimwear. Little to no, kind of put it on the cusp. Okay. Other entities in the digital market, such as Ripple, rely on the efficiencies of the internet by developing an open source digital transaction protocol. A protocol, huh? You don't say. Ripple uses existing currencies or valuable items, for example, airline miles, which are converted into its internal currency called XRP. Users can then quickly transact within XRP. So when these government individuals act like they don't know what's going on, we're reading their remarks here, okay? They know exactly what's going on. They know damn well what's going on. Let me tell you, I'm here to tell you. No, I won't get into that. Currencies by item, okay. Individuals can convert funds back to a monetary value by selling the XRP. Similar to Bitcoin, Ripple includes an open ledger to allow all participants to see the activity of the system and validate transactions. Again, with individual accounts recognized by a unique code. These transactions also would not cross the traditional payments, but could leverage the existing funds in a financial institution consumer's account. As an individual could directly transfer dollars into their Ripple account. So since we're on the topic of Ripple, there's one thing I want to show you guys here. We know the terms Nostro, Vostro, but there's another dynamic to this. So we're back here at the general business cases for DLTs. This is the this spreadsheet, the PDF we were going through before. What I want to show you is this term here, new to me, maybe new to you, I'm not sure, but new to me. So I'm gonna go over it. Cross-border payments, use it. That's terribly spelt. First supposed to be using. The F and G are pretty close together. ECB doesn't spell check their stuff apparently. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to criticize their work, even though I just did. Forget I said that. Okay, so the business case suggests ways to achieving faster, cheaper, and more transparent cross-border payments. It would simplify cross-border payments involving non-resident counterparties, simplifying settlement mechanism, and reducing errors and exceptions. Using central bank money, the counterparty risk would be cancelled. So the new word is di loro and di nostro. So there's nostro, vostro, which is ours and theirs, and then there's di loro and di nostro. Let's find out what those mean. Okay, so here we are now. Di nostro and di loro. In the context of foreign transactions, di loro, di nostro is not a standard financial term or formula. However, Nostro, Vostro, and Loro accounts are related to foreign exchange transactions. A Nostro account is a bank account that a bank holds in a foreign country's currency at another bank in that country, while a Vostro account is an account that another bank holds. The terms Nostro and Vostro are used in the bilateral correspondence between the two banks. Bilateral, you need agreements between those. And who focuses and specializes in Nostros and Vostros and the transition off of Nostros and Vostros from correspondence? Ripple. When a third-party bank account is referred to, it is called Loro account, which means their account. Therefore, Loro de Nostro does not have a defined meaning in the context of these accounts. I want to keep it short for you guys. I hope you found some value on this. I know I like to do my long ones here because, what can I say? I'm an educator. I come from the regulations world, and this is what I do. This is my bread and butter. Or should I say bread and peanut butter? Bagel. Toasted bagel and peanut butter and jam on the bottom end. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, love y'all. Hope you all found value on this one. See you on the next one.
We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.